Welcome to Freda Chando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Moses Masika Wetangula has pronounced himself as the Bungoma kingpin. He has really humiliated William Samoei Ruto in the Bungoma senatorial by-election. You know that there were several by-elections that were scheduled to take place yesterday in Kenya, including the one in Game where an ODM candidate has lost to an independent candidate. And I think ODM must sit down and look at their house properly. Otherwise, it will be too late for them. But the one that was really attracting a lot of debate and a lot of scrutiny is that one in Bungoma. Because William Ruto really wanted to humiliate Wetangula in that by-election. Wetangula had expected that that seat being a Ford Kenya seat, William Ruto would only help him campaign against an ODM or an Azimio candidate. But as things were, William Ruto went ahead and sponsored a UDA candidate and set Boni Halwale to campaign against Moses Wetangula. Now, William Ruto is currently in Kakamega on a Western tour. He's trying to court Western leaders to work with them in 2027. He's really focused in 2027. And if you look at his movements and his political strategies, he is busy strategizing for 2027, just like he strategized for 2022 way back in 2017. But this tour is facing a backlash. There is a lot of rebellion from within Kenya Kwanza. A lot of undertones are going on. The Kenya Kwanza affiliate parties are not happy with it, especially those from Mount Kenya, led by Rigathi Gachagua, and those from Bungoma, led by Moses Masika Wetangula. Now, Rigathi Gachagua and the Mount Kenya team really read a lot of mischief. They are not happy with this meeting, number one, because Rigathi feels that they gave William Ruto a lion's share of votes. In fact, Mount Kenya voted for William Ruto to the last man. From the MCAs, MPs, senator, governor, all the way to the presidency. William Ruto painted that place yellow. And Rigathi has made it clear on several occasions that they have no apologies to make for the appointments that they are given as Mount Kenya, because several lobby groups, including the Law Societies of Kenya, are complaining that appointments are going to Central, the Kikuyu Nation, and the Kalenjin Nation. And so Rigathi Gachagua and the team are seeing William Ruto like he's shifting and inclining towards Mudavadi. Because William Ruto seems to be quoting Musalia Mudavadi. He has reconciled with Atwoli because Atwoli is a very instrumental voice in Western province, especially in Western. On several occasions, in 2017, he appointed Mudavadi as the lawyer spokesman. And when Mudavadi shifted camp to William Ruto in 2022, Atwoli organized for a rally, a big rally in Buhungu Stadium, and he appointed Oparanya as the lawyer spokesperson. So William Ruto knows very well that for him to get votes in Kakamega, he wants to use Francis Atwoli and he wants to use Musalia Mudavadi because one, Atwoli is oiled. Atwoli has a lot of money, and in Kenyan politics, money takes center stage. So Rigathi Gachagua and the Mount Kenya team really feel that William Ruto wants to use Mudavadi. Yes, yet Mudavadi did not give much votes in the just concluded elections. Number two, the Mount Kenya team are reading mischief that could be William Ruto is preparing to pick Mudavadi as a running mate in 2027. This is a discussion that has taken place sometimes back. In fact, one of the people who spoke about it is Ngunyi Mutahi. And Ngunyi Mutahi was saying that when William Ruto is done with Mount Kenya, he will pick a candidate from Western Kenya. Because the truth is, if William Ruto manages to consolidate all the support base, all the electorates and the votes in Western Kenya, then adds with a few votes from several quarters in the country, then he might be home and dry. Even though that is still a tall order, because the Western vote is still anyone's to take. Raila Amolo Odinga still controls a chunk of it. In fact, last general election, Raila defeated William Ruto and Mudavadi in Kakamega, and that could be the reason why William Ruto is quoting them. The Mount Kenya region also feels that if William Ruto inclines so much to the Western Kenya, he will take development projects to that region, and they are not happy about it. Because I remember last time, even in the last Sunday, Rigathi Gachagua said it, that after the handshake, Raila Amolo Odinga took away their leader, Uhuru Kenyatta, and Uhuru took several development projects in Kisumu. And Rigathi Gachagua was not happy about it. Maybe he feels that since they voted for William Ruto, they should get almost 3/4 of all the development projects. And so for these reasons, this tour, the Western tour, does not augur well with some of the leaders. And there is a disquiet in Mount Kenya. When William Ruto unveiled his cabinet, you realize that William Ruto was very smart. He ensured that Rigathi Gachagua and Musalia Mudavadi share roles. So what does this mean? He is setting them against each other, so that at one point they will be speaking from different voices. Musalia will be saying this, Gachagua is saying this. And even as we speak, you know that there is a lot of disquiet between Rigathi Gachagua and Musalia Mudavadi. And for that, they are not very happy. The other person who is not happy with the tour is Moses Wetangula. Moses Wetangula is not happy because of one or two reasons. Number one, he's not happy because William Ruto undermined him by sponsoring a candidate in Bungoma. In the spirit of brotherhood, it goes without saying that William Ruto shouldn't have sponsored a candidate in Bungoma, because number one, this seat belonged to Kwanza, to Ford Kenya. And Ford Kenya is an affiliate party. In fact, if you look, Kenya Kwanza is mainly composed of UDA, led by Ruto, Amani Kenya, Amani Congress, Amani National Congress, which is Mudavadi's, and Ford Kenya. Remember when they unveiled it in the famous earthquake. And so I also feel that it is really undermining for William Ruto to sponsor a candidate in Bungoma. What I expected was that maybe the only competitor that Moses would have had is from Azimio, just like they did in the general election. They should have campaigned together. But you see, William Ruto decided to sponsor a candidate, oiled his campaigns, and set Boni Halwali, the Kakamega senator, to come all the way from Kakamega to pitch camp in Bungoma. And this is something that Moses does not take kindly. As if that was not enough, William Ruto decided to organize for a meeting, a Western tour meeting, on a day when this by-election was taking place. Really? And he expected Moses Wetangula to be in that meeting. Honestly speaking, if you were Moses Wetangula, would you attend that meeting? Because Moses Wetangula burned the midnight oil to ensure that he does not get humiliated. His candidate was sandwiched between that of the Azimio and that of William Samoei Ruto. So he had to work extra hard to ensure that he pronounces himself and make his authority understood. And he did it. So Moses Wetangula boycotted that meeting. He never attended it, because in that meeting, Mudavadi was there, Atwoli was there. In fact, William Ruto used that occasion to apologize to Atwoli. I think it was a PR thing, but he apologized and they agreed to work together. The Kakamega governor was there and he agreed to work with the national government. Sports Minister Ababu Namwamba was there, and Nakumincha, the health cabinet secretary was also there, and a host of other leaders. But Moses was conspicuously missing because he could not attend that meeting on a day when he was trying to monitor the elections, in the by-election. And I believe that maybe he was not part of the organizing team. Otherwise, they should have postponed these meetings until after the by-election. So Moses Wetangula is not happy with this meeting. The other thing that is making Wetangula to be very unhappy is because Moses gave William Ruto about 255,000 votes. If you compare to the about 100 something that Mudavadi gave to William Ruto, and he, just as Rigathi Gachagua, he does not understand why William Ruto is trying to elevate Mudavadi, who did not give much votes, and he feels that if there is anything, if there is any man who should be elevated in Western, then he feels is the one who should be elevated because he is the speaker. He gave William Ruto many votes, and in fact there is an argument that were it not for the votes from Bungoma, then William Ruto would have not gotten to State House. Even though the Azimio supporters still believe that it is in Bungoma. According to Julie Soweto, the Azimio lawyer, it is in Bungoma where a lot of malpractices took place. And so Moses Wetangula is not happy with these meetings. I don't know how William Ruto is going to manage his team. And I don't understand why. Does he feel that he is now done with Bungoma? He's now quoting Kakamega. And I feel that it could be the reason why Mudavadi of late has decided to consolidate lawyer support. The other time he had several meetings trying to unite lawyer leaders because maybe he has been told that you must deliver, you must consolidate all the support if you want to become the second in command. And if Musalia Mudavadi manages to consolidate that support and unite people like Wetangula on his side and Oparanya on his side, then the only obstacle that will remain is that of Nyanza. Because if William Ruto gets the support of Western and Nyanza, I can assure you that he can easily drop Mount Kenya. And so this is the reason why this tour is facing a lot of disquiet within the party. But William Ruto is a seasoned politician. I know he knows what is happening, and very soon he's going to calm them down. And ladies and gentlemen, Moses Wetangula pronounced himself. He defeated both the UDA candidate and the Azimio candidate. And from now henceforth, I know they will understand why he's called the Papa Waroma. And that is my take, ladies and gentlemen.